Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live with on three platforms this morning. Told you I'd be here, and I am here. So let's get it started. You are at Real Life and Law. So let's get after it this morning. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of counseling today. Those of you that know, Wednesdays for me is counseling day whenever I'm in town, and sometimes when I'm out of town. Through the miracle of the internet, we, through the miracle of the internet, let me adjust my cameras just ever so slightly. Through the miracle of the internet, I can do my counseling wherever I want, basically. It's a good thing. Let me, sorry, fellas, let me get some of this. Tap. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Barbara. I'm glad you're here. Let's talk, guys. Let's get it on. Sorry about that. Let me fix my stuff here. I believe I'm adjusted right. All right. Pardon me if you all get a little aggravated. I am going to eat a little bit of breakfast. What's up, Jasmine? Yep, different view. Wednesdays, I'm going to try to do this at least on one day a week, Wednesdays. What's up, Keith? How are you? Got my new digs, my backdrop, and a little bit of sparkly. A little bit of sparkle. Hope y'all can hear me good. And let's get after it. Let's get after it. God, the Tiger Woods thing, boy. That's the topic today. Tiger Woods, Florida law, DUI. Anything else that you want to throw in the mix? Found those two loose pills in his pocket. It's not a good thing. Nope, I disagree. I don't think Tiger Woods will be found guilty. In fact, I think the prosecutor will offer him a plea. This Eugene. Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Guys, if you're going to call, I need to know who you are before you call. And so I think the prosecutor, it does say call on here, but if you're going to call, you got to let me know who you are and what you're going to talk about. And you can do that through here. I can hear all of the comments through YT, FB, and TT. So getting back to my point, I think the prosecutor will have no choice but to offer Tiger a plea deal. And it's not because he's Tiger Woods. It's not because of any of that. It's because that they just not going to have any evidence. When Tiger Woods was pulled over, when he had that wreck, when the police, well, he wasn't pulled over. When Tiger Woods, when the police pulled up on Tiger and he was in that ditch, um, he took a breathalyzer. It came up all zeros. He refused a urine screen. They charged him in Florida under Florida law. If you refuse a urine screen, they can charge you with a secondary crime. It's a misdemeanor for failure to take a urine screen or a blood draw, I believe. I think that law is unconstitutional. But be that as it may, the prosecutor will have no evidence that Tiger Woods was impaired. Got the officer's observations, but that don't really mean anything. The office, Tiger Woods just had his vehicle rolled over. He could have bumped his head. Anytime you've been in an automobile accident, Anytime you get yeah, it's nuts. It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment rights, I absolutely believe. No, they just started that law, I think it took effect last October. So it no, I answer the phone calls when people tell me what they're gonna call for. I don't do that unless someone tells me what they want, what they wanna discuss. No, and they can do that through a messaging. I don't answer random phone calls. I just they gotta accept them. They gotta come in, they gotta come in the chat here and let me know what they want, that's why. Uh, so exactly. If someone wants to call, it is on the screen. It absolutely is on the screen. But if someone wants to call, they will let me know what they want to talk about, just like always. Now, I will answer that because that's my daughter. What's up, guys? What's up, fellas? That's my daughter and her kids. I can't hear you. What's going on? What's up, baby doll? Oh my goodness. Oh, cool. So spring break starts today? Well, it's just well, I guess it's the same thing, right? So what do y'all got planned? Anything? You got anything planned, Elizabeth? Well, get on that app and let's work on that thing today, and we'll see if we can get that done. I love my I love my girl. The guys, let's finish up strong, right? We don't have much time. We don't have much school left, Carter. So let's be big and do what you need to do. Do what? You do? Well, have your mother call me when he play. What times he play? 5:30. All right. Well, y'all holler at me later. I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok all at the same time. All right, baby. Love you. All right. Bye, baby. Yeah, it's certainly a bad law. So, getting back to the conversation, the prosecutor's in a bad position. They really don't have any evidence. Tiger Woods done exactly what you're supposed to do. If you're thinking clearly enough, you do exactly what he did. You uh, take the breathalyzer. If you know you have absolutely no alcohol, you take that breathalyzer because it's going to come up zeros. And then you refuse all the other tests. And if they don't have any evidence against you, it's going to be hard to maintain a conviction. So, because it's not just the presence of substances, they have to prove that you were impaired. In situations, particularly where you have an accident and you're jostled around and your head's knocked around, that's easy. That's easy. Anybody that's ever been in that kind of situation knows it. You're a little groggy, you're a little foggy, you're a little fuzzy, and that's not the best situation anyway to take any kind of a test. I'm not surprised they didn't ask him to take a field sobriety, but the only evidence they have right now, I think they could have probably charged him, and they still might. What's up, Mountain Alert? There is a charge in Florida if you have your pills not in their original container. You have to have your medication in the original bottle. In most states, if you're carrying medication with you, you need to have it in your original bottle or you can get charged. In Tiger Woods' instance, they report that it was, some type of pain medication. They could have charged him with a felony. I'll guarantee you now this is where I think he might have got the upper hand on maybe a little bit of privilege. I think that, Um, had he been anybody else and that happened and they found pills in your pocket, you're gonna get another charge. I believe that. So, yeah, hydrocodone, yeah, it was a pain med. So, he would have gotten another charge. Come on, Philip, get out of here. I hate this. Come on, Philip, we got a scammer on here. Who dey, who dey? Come on, guys, tap, share, and follow. No, it won't be dropped. Thank you, Renee. No, it won't be dropped. Somebody get this other one. Yeah, it won't be dropped. They they will probably reduce down that charge. Thank you. What's up, Keith? How are you this morning? Apple bug. Felony expungements are difficult. It's a big paperwork. I do it what's up, Sassy? I do a lot of expungements. If you really want me to help you with an expungement, there's a link on my bio and all of these platforms, and, I'd be happy to help you. An expungement generally costs around $600 to $1,000. Guys, if you do wanna call, I will encourage you. I will not take a cold call. You gotta let me know that you're gonna call. What's up, Kathy? How are you? My first, comment on, FB. Thank you, Kathy. I hope you're having a good morning. Guys, these other platforms, I'm not taking anything away from my TT family, but if you really wanna ask a good, thorough question, FB, YT are the best platforms to follow me if you really wanna ask a good question. Yeah, someone in the chat saying, "Yeah, the prosecutor doesn't have any evidence." That's exactly what I've been saying. A felony expungement should be able to do if that's your first offense. One of the things with an expungement is that you have to be completely finished with your thing. You gotta be completely finished with your, time, you've gotta have served your time, you've gotta have paid all of your penalties, all of your fines. If there's any restitution, you have to have paid all your restitution. Once all those things are completely done, you might be eligible for an expungement. Someone in the chat Someone in the chat is saying that a family member is not complying with a trust. If you are involved in a situation where someone has passed away and they had a trust or a will, this works either way with a will or a trust. If someone is not complying with that document, you you have what's up, Bridget? You have to get yourself involved in that case, either get a lawyer or and file a motion and object to that administrator or object to the person handling the will. You've got to make yourself a presence. You've got to object to the shenanigans that's going on. If you do not object to the shenanigans, so bullshit. Gas prices are going to be. Thank you, FB. Thank you, FB. Good job. If the state didn't object to your expungement, you should be getting it expunged. There's an order. That's why you get a lawyer. Why you get a lawyer. There should be probably an order entered in your case. If there's an order entered in your case, then you've got it expunged. It should be off your record. You're Well, we're not going. The only people, the only people talking about a recession are people who hate Donald Trump. There's not gonna be a recession. Gas is not gonna be $10 a gallon. That's all bullshit. I'm alright, Cat. An expungement process can take a few months. It's a very complicated process. It's not easy. Someone in the comments said they had one in 10 days. You ain't getting you ain't getting an expungement in 10 days. You ain't getting an expungement in 10 days, I'll tell you that. It can be a very long process. I've done several of them, not 3 years, several months. If you've got a lawyer involved that knows what the hell they're doing, that process is a lot easier. Yeah, they could have charged there's several things they could have charged Tiger with, reckless drive. Yeah, that's gonna be coming to an end, you are correct. Well, Jeremiah, yeah, you don't really need a lawyer for an expungement, but it makes the process better. There's been several comments in here on the chat about an expungement, and getting a lawyer makes the process go a whole lot better. Just like getting a lawyer makes any process go better. If you're trying to do something in the legal realm and you're trying to do it by yourself, that process will take longer, you're gonna screw it up, and there's things you just don't know. If you get a lawyer involved, it cuts that time that you're waiting down considerably. You should always get a lawyer if it's important to you, and by the way, I would not try to get a misdemeanor expunged. That doesn't make any sense. Most of the time, if you have a job application, they they ask you if you've had felony convictions, and expungement is really for felonies. If you and you want to get a felony expunged because it will damn sure get in the way. I wouldn't fool with a misdemeanor expungement. I would not do that. No, the court won't reject it based on why you want your expungement. Most of the time, people want an expungement so they can have a Second Amendment right. If you have a felony, you do not have any Second Amendment right. So that's why you need an expungement. That's precisely why you get an expungement, so you can have your Second Amendment right. What's up, Sulfur Love in the chat? Thank you. Good morning, guys. A little bit of cough, a little bit of tea. Got me some English or Irish breakfast. Top of the morning to you. What's up, Denise? How are you? Guys, I am live on all three platforms this well, then thank you, Renee, very much for that update. It's the Second Amendment right is your right to bear arms. I like this microphone better. I can pause it. I can mute it. Oh, that's right. It is April Fool's, isn't it? April, you're a fool. April Fools is in the house. Yeah, me either, Keith. Teasing somebody because their name is April. I mean, I guess if you're in I guess if you're in elementary school, that would be funny, right? I would say if you were in grade school, that might be kind of funny. That might be something all the boys. What's up, Kim? I am up early on Wednesday. I got counseling today, guys, at 9:30. 9:30, guys, if you wanna chat about something you have, I'm talking a little bit about Tiger Woods and his issues with the new Florida law. Yeah, the mirroring, yeah, I'll fix that. I thought about that when I went live. That's a little above my pay grade, but I'll get somebody to fix that. I'll see what I can do with it. I got, um I got into substance abuse counseling back in 1984. That was one of the very first jobs that I had working in mental health, and got involved in it then, and I've continued to grow into that, uh, area. I am a certified substance use and addiction counselor. I have a master's degree in counseling, so I've been in this area since 1984. I've seen a lot of things come and go. So, I like that area. Uh, well, you have he's a bad driver. Well, no, he had medication in his pocket. He's got to deal with that. Of course, they didn't charge him with that. I think if I was that prosecutor, I'd be getting on and I'd charge him with that crime also. It's a felony. I would certainly under Florida law, that's a felony. Charge him up with that. I'd probably charge him with reckless driving, which he was not charged with. But a lot of times on those DUIs, when they don't have the evidence, they will bust it down to a reckless driving or so, if I was a prosecutor, I'd be really thinking about that because 'cause they're gonna have to bust down that DUI. Yeah, that well, Jan in the chat is telling me that and telling us all that she was given a disorderly that she was given a disorderly conduct in Texas for no reason. Listen, the police just ain't giving you those tickets for no reason. There must have been some reason why you got the ticket. Is there any reason at all that you can say that maybe that's the reason you got the ticket? They don't just up and pick you out of the blue and give you a ticket for disorderly. You might have been in the way. Maybe you were with some people that were raising some hell and you got in the middle of it. If you were yelling or screaming, maybe somebody didn't serve you the way you wanted to be served, you know? Maybe so I don't know why you'd gotten disorderly conduct. It should say it on the ticket. It is raining outside. What's up, Julian? Yeah, it's funny. I've never had a disorderly against me. I've never had a disorderly. Well, Jan, listen. There are worse things than a disorderly conduct. I'd pay my fine and move on. Disorderly conduct ain't nothing. It ain't gonna keep you from getting a job. So I just pay the ticket and move on. Pay the ticket, pay the ticket and move on. That's what I would recommend. What's up, Sarah? How are you? Guys, I kinda like my setup here. I do have to fix the mirroring on the back, but I guess you all can tell what I'm into. If someone wanted got a comment in the chat, someone wants to know what would you do? What would I do if I was just now wanting to get into the substance use and addiction field? First off, I would look at your state law, look at your codes, and find out what it takes to become a counselor. The very first basic thing you need to do is to be a real counselor. Now, there's a lot of these people come on and they'll get them an internet degree or an internet certification. That's not good enough. Look to see most always you have to have at least a bachelor's degree in some kind of human services field like counseling or social work. And then after you get that degree, you gotta get some certifications. Enroll in some kind of nationally certified program that will give you some credentials and give you some legitimacy. So that's the most basic that's the most basic thing. Look to see what your state law requires to become a counselor. I have substance abuse counseling today, Trevor. So I will be going live at our clinic. Anna's going to come by at 9 o'clock and pick me up. and we're gonna go to our clinic. We have a substance abuse clinic, and on Wednesdays, if you're a subscriber, you get to sit in and participate. It's a chat only today at 9:30. Y'all, if you are a subscriber to my TT program, you will participate. What's up, Kathy? I am in Kentucky. Kentucky. Thank you, Mountain Holler. You be good today. Sorry, Renee, don't know. Yeah, I think I've got some problems with this mic. I'm gonna get me another mic. Go to my You go to my TT page, you click on the link. There's a button there on my TT page that says subscribers or fan club. It's called fan club. Sign up for my fan club. It's $9 a month, but we do a lot for fan club members. I do special content for counseling. I also have a specific counseling program on Thursday, $10 a session. You can get hold of it. I've got a book on my link. Go to my link. You've got the book. And then we have classes on Thursday. Any of my platforms, you will see that paperclip link, and it will if your neighbor keeps harassing you, you need to sue them. Loss of revenue is hard to prove. Good morning, YT. Good morning. My first comment over here on the YT page. Thank you very much for that. Guys, I do entertain phone calls, but if you call me, the number's on the screen. Before you call me, you gotta let me know that you're gonna be calling. You gotta let me know what you want to talk about, and then you can call if I want you to. Um, if you have an in-depth legal question, I won't be able to answer it here. You can book a call. I will have to research, but if it's something I can answer and give you some guidance on, I'll do that. But if I have to research it, you're just gonna have to book a call. You're just gonna have to book a call. Come on, guys, let's go. Questions, questions, questions. We got 3 platforms, guys, here. Thank you very much. And if you are a new subscriber or a new follower, let me know who you are. Thank you. If you just now hit that follow button, let me know where you're from. I always like to know. What's up, Dayton, Ohio? How are you doing? Dayton, Ohio is in the room. Thank you, Dayton. Thank you, Alan. Short. What's up, Toledo? What's up, Justin? Again, guys, if you wanna call, you must let me know you're gonna call first, and I've got to know what you're gonna talk about before I even answer the phone. I won't do it if you don't answer the What's up, Nashville? I will not answer the phone unless I know what you're gonna talk about. Yeah. I won't do it because there's a lot of nuts out there, so if you're calling me nah. Crawfordville, how are you doing? Crawfordville. What's up, Deborah from Texas? Thank you very much. Got me a little bit of twinkle in the front of them. Sorry, guys. My allergies. My eyes are red. Allergies have just been kicking my ass. Feeling pretty good today, though. I didn't sleep too good. I got out and I did 5 miles. What's up, Marilyn? How you doing, Ed? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's go, guys. Follow, follow, follow. Yeah, my eyes are itching and the eyelids are red. I'm okay, Ed. Just hanging out, trying to make the world a little better place. What's up, Florida? Guys, if you're not a subscriber or you're not a follower, go ahead and do that. Get it out of the way. Get that out of the way. Let's get that following out of the way. If you're looking in on me and you're brand new, my name is Eugene. I am an attorney. I'm also a counselor. I'm a former classroom teacher. I'm a grandfather, a father, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a grant writer. I have written over $20 million worth of grants. I've got books on my link. If you go to my link and click on it, I've got 4 books on here. I've got a free newsletter. I would encourage you to get it. Get it, get it. It's free. And if you want to support, I have a Cash App. You can do that. I would greatly appreciate that. You can give gifts and things like that, but TikTok takes a lot of that gift money. I would just as soon as you give me a $3 cup of coffee or a tea. If you want to do that, you can buy my merchandise. Guys, take a look at that. But mostly, I'm here to answer questions that are bothering you. I have a broad range of experience, and I like getting on here and helping people get their asses out of a crack. You can take a look my merchandise. I've got a bunch of shirts, mostly centering around my favorite 4 amendments to the Constitution, the first, the second, the fourth, and the fifth. My favorite, most important amendments to the Constitution. That's right, but I can get your ass out of a crack. A lot of people get their asses in a crack and they don't know how to get it out. And I have developed a career by helping people get their. What's up, Heather? How are you? Guys, if you're looking in on me from YT, give me a shout out. If you're looking in on me from FB, give me a shout out. I am real close to getting my archaeologist friend for a podcast guest. I just had Father Phil, my most recent podcast. We talked about the death penalty. You ain't studying law. Thank you, Heather. There's a big difference in studying law and practicing law. I don't know what you mean by studying law. Thank you, Heather. I have no idea what you mean by studying law. Practicing law is getting your ass out there in the courtroom. That's what practicing law is, or talking to clients and trying to help them with legal matters. Yes. Watching Watching me on YT certainly helps. So those of you on TT, if you can migrate over to my YT channel, that helps push the algorithm. The more most of you get on YT and watch me on that platform. Now, it doesn't move as fast as TT, but on YT helps me build up my watch hours. Please do that. I need 4,000 hours. I almost got 1,000 hours of watch time. So do that, migrate over. A lot of people don't like it because it is slow moving, but it's going to be slow until I get enough people on here and YT recognizes it. Um, so used to be like my YouTube. YT is YouTube. I've got that channel. Used to when I was on TT, me and my daughter Anna, we would when I first started when I first started TT, me and my daughter Anna would sit around and we'd have 7 or 8 people listening to us. "What's up, Alexandra? How are you doing, baby?" But we would sit here on TikTok and just grind it out, 7, 8, 9 people. When we got double digits, we threw a party. And YT is the best way for me right now. I've got to get my watch time up, so I'm gonna be a little more active Wednesdays, um, in the mornings, and whenever I have my live podcast, we're gonna get on and hopefully everybody can watch live. And then that podcast will be uploaded to my Spotify and, my YouTube channel. So my live broadcasts are always on YouTube. Cardio, you know what? I did mine yesterday. Today, this afternoon, I'm going to do a lot of stretching. I ran on turf yesterday at the end of my run, and you use muscles, your feet and your legs. When you get on one surface, if you're used to asphalt, when you get on grass, you got a little different muscles in your legs and your feet that you use that you don't use. And I've got a kind of a high ankle sprain right now on my left foot, but I did 2 back-to-back days. 2 days normally, I don't run back to back, so I did 4 miles one day and 5 yesterday, so I did 9 miles in 2 days, and that's a lot for me. I don't normally run back-to-back days, so my left foot and that's the one I have neuropathy in, so I have very bad nerve conduction in my left foot, and it is bothering me. So today I'm going to massage and stretch and probably do some very light plyometrics today. I always do crunches too. On an off day, I'll do about 600 crunches. Um, I'll do about 75 squats with 25 pounds on me. Oh yeah. When you, yeah, today's going to be stretching. Yeah. Well, shin splint I don't get shin splints. If you run correctly, you're not ever gonna get a shin splint. People complain about them all the time. You're just running incorrectly. You get shin splints by increasing your mileage too much or by not conditioning yourself. You gotta move up gradually when it comes to, miles and, fitness. You can't just start out with 3 miles. And, you gotta run correctly. Most people's form is really bad. You get shin splints when you do a lot of heel striking, and, I've never had shin splints, never. I have put, over 85,000 miles on my feet and never got a shin splint. There you go. Bust it up that way. Ride and run. Nah, you can overcome your anatomy if you do it right. What's up, Irish? Bike riding, I wished I could sit in a saddle that long, but I just can't do it. I've tried even a stationary bike. God almighty. I can't keep my ass in a saddle that long. I can't do it. I've tried it. Um, Now an elliptical trainer, I have an elliptical trainer over here in my office. I've got a treadmill and an elliptical trainer right here in my office. And I will do an elliptical trainer, and I will probably do elliptical work tomorrow instead of running. I'm gonna give my left foot a break, but I'm still gonna bust the cardio tomorrow. So my elliptical is a really, really good alternative. Um, so I will do it a lot. Let's go, guys. Tap, share, follow. Let's talk about you guys. Come on now. It is quiet, quiet. All y'all are sleeping. S- Yeah, ellipticals are really, really good, but a lot of people make a mistake and they don't use their arms. If your elliptical has an arm, you get a better calorie burn. Most people will keep their hands on the front, and that's not they can force you to get a license. Well, the pool plans are still we've got a builder. We know what builder we're gonna use. Now we are looking to, kinda refinance our home. We're working on that today. Guys yeah, you're running if you having shin splints, it's your mechanics. You and it's not biology, it's not anatomy, it's your mechanics. You can train your mechanics. You can fix that. You gotta run over top of your feet, midfoot, land on your midfoot, not your heel. A lot of people think they do run on midfoot, and mostly they're heel striking. I went to Lexington, University of Kentucky, and had some problems with my hip, and I thought it was really bad, and so I went to a runner's clinic, and they hooked me up with all these electrodes, and I got on a treadmill, and they analyzed my gait. They put me on that treadmill and put a bunch of cameras on me, and they analyzed my gait. It was actually quite neat. And so there's nothing wrong with my gait. They saw that and I was running correctly, but I just had a piriformis problem. It wasn't diagnosed and it hurt like a son of a bitch. Um, a piriformis, you get a yeah, it was pretty cool. But, I've been running since I've been 13, cross country. I put a lot of running shoes make a little bit of a difference. It was cool. Yeah, run fast. No, the kind of things that I'm talking about that we work on, I'm associated with the Mark Lanier Law Firm. We started looking for individuals who've been addicted to social media. If you're under the age of 25, and you have been treated for things like depression or anxiety or any of those things, and you can document that you've been on social media at least 3 hours a day for an extended period of time, and if you've been treated, you got to have been treated for psychological illnesses, and if you have a diagnosis and you're under the age of 25, you might be eligible to participate in a social media lawsuit. Mark Lanier just secured a multi-million dollar verdict, a jury verdict. This wasn't no settlement. It was a jury verdict. You probably heard about it, but he secured a multi-million dollar jury verdict for one person. And now he is now soliciting clients. So if you've been injured and you believe that social media is the problem, but you have to have a record of injury, you have to have a record, you have to have a diagnosis, you have to have a record of treatment, and you have to be under the age of 25. And you have to demonstrate a really big usage of social media. So contact me if that's you or you have a child and they've been withdrawn. Teenagers is who? Yes, teenagers under the age of 25. We're also looking for individuals that have been diagnosed with silicosis. It's rock dust. We're also looking for individuals that's been injured because of asbestos exposure in the workplace. Asbestos exposure. If you work in the automotive industry or if you are a contractor, thank you very much. You've probably been exposed to asbestos. And if you've been diagnosed with some type of cancer related to that exposure, you need to give me a holler. The Lanier Law Firm is a tough bunch of lawyers. I am proud to be helping them. I am going to try to help you with those issues. If you've had an automobile accident, that's all me. 20%, 20% any state. I would be happy to help you. If you've been in a wreck and you were hurt, I'm happy to help you. So I will be honored to help. I'd be honored to help. What's up, Americana? What is up? What is up? What is up, guys? Come on now. Superman. Yep. My buddy Superman looking over my shoulder. My guardian angel. What's up, John? Guys, if you're brand new to my channel, if you're brand new to my channel, guys, my name is Eugene. I'm an attorney. I'm also an entrepreneur, and I'm a certified counselor. I'm a certified family court mediator, and I have written over $20 million worth of grants. I've got 4 books on my link. I got some merchandise. Take a look. I have a free newsletter. Get it. Get it, get it, get it. A lot of times when you get involved in those class action lawsuits, it ain't. So if you meet all that criteria, what's up, knucklehead? You liar. Here. Yeah, I know that. What's going huh? I No, I ain't believing any of that shit. Alright. Alright, baby. I love you. What's up, Crystal? How you doing, Crystal? Yeah, she was trying to get me on April Fool, but I'm too smart for that. April Fools, Crystal. Is it Crystal? Crystal on the YT. Thank you, Crystal, for looking in on me. Guys, if you are brand new, give me a follow, subscribe. If you're on uh, Facebook, give me a friend request. If you're on YT, you can subscribe to my channel, guys. And if you're on TT, thank you very much. Let's talk about you, fellas. Yeah, in and out. You gotta watch that, boy. You'll have some pranksters trying to make you look like a fool. We have counseling today, in our group, and Anna was wondering what she could do to the. Oh, Magnum, thank you. Your handle is different, Magnum, on the YT. Your handle's a little bit different. Shouldn't I be retired if I was any good? No, it's because I am good that I work. I am good. That's why I'm still working there, whoever asked that question. Shouldn't I be retired if I was any good? No. I'm ha I'm hav Yeah, it threw me off, Magnum. Yeah, they never retire. Yeah, I draw early Social Security, but I still work. I'm allowed to work. You're allowed to work if you're on Social Security. You gotta be careful about the income guidelines, but someone in the chat wants to know, should you draw your Social Security early? I always maintain the position, if you do the numbers, drawing it early is good for you. If you're in a position where you can afford to draw it, now they will reduce your amount by about 30%, 20 to 30%. However however, if you look at it and you draw it early, like at 62, you got 5 years of getting that extra money. 5 years. So most people make the big mistake of waiting until their actual age to draw, and they don't get to because they pass away. I believe the earliest you can draw it, you should draw it because you can work. Work part-time. Get your money early. I don't wait because you can always still work. People forget about that. Draw it as soon as you can, guys. That's the way I do it. Thank you, Wendy. You've done the math. It always works out better. Even with that deduction you're gonna take, because that's 5 years of money you wouldn't have got. And if you can afford to do it, what some people do is they take that money if they don't really need it. If they take that money and they invest it. So, I have 2 different retirements. I put into a employer-based retirement system when I was in West Virginia, and if you're working a job and your employer matches whatever you contribute to your retirement, you're a fool if you do not participate. You should always participate in an employer-based retirement system. So I draw from the state of West Virginia and I draw from the federal government. And I also still get to work. I work for a nonprofit. My daughter runs a nonprofit. I work for her. So it's a good time for me right now. I'm having fun. I'm helping people. I'm still making money. I make money just for breathing. Exactly, exactly. I maxed out on my retirement when I worked for West Virginia. They matched 5%. I threw in 5 and it was a lot of money. So now I'm on I get it from the state of West Virginia, and then my I get a beneficiary. My wife gets half of what I'm making now when I pass away, and she gets half of my Social Security. Yeah, most people don't make it to 70, believe it or not. The average age, I think, is 72 for men. I don't know about a health savings account, but if you don't use it, I think a lot of people you can lose it. Yeah. Yeah, you see a lot of older people that never look at that, and it doesn't take much. You can start a retirement account when you're in your 40s. If you wait in your mid-40s and you sock it in and you put it fast forward and you're throwing money at when you're in your mid-40s, 20 years of good solid saving through a retirement fund will pay dividends, but, it's never really too late. You can probably still get disability when you're 61. I don't know why you can't if you're truly disabled. I don't know. Disability at 61 is easier to get. Um, you know, uh, I started drawing my Social Security early about 2 years ago. I I drew my Social Security based on my vision. I am legally blind, visually impaired. I have something called macular degeneration. So just based on that, I was declared disabled and able to draw my full Social Security. I didn't get a reduction. Takes a lot longer than a year sometimes. If it's SSI, it can take you a good long time. Just depends on your documentation. It depends on what your issue is. Yep, that's true. Disability, the older you get, you can file for your disability. Now, if you draw disabled Social Security, not SSI, SSDI, if you draw that, then you don't get that 20% cut. So they pay you at your full Social Security rate if you draw disabled Social Security. A lot of people don't recognize that either. You don't get cut, which makes sense. Yeah, it's tough now. I was awarded my disabled Social Security because of my vision. I haven't done my taxes yet. I'm gonna have to start on that tomorrow. I get H&R Block to do my taxes. I don't do them myself. I haven't done my taxes on myself probably in 7 or 8 or 9 years. I just take them to H&R Block, pay them. They usually charge me 4 or $500, and I let them do it. If they're claiming you got overpaid, you need to look at your stuff. What's up, Twyla? That's true, Song for Love, death and taxes, guys. Come on, fellas, let's tap, share, follow. Let's ask a question. What's up, Kimmy? How are you? I always taxes because I work. I still work. So I still have to file taxes. I'm disabled due to my vision. I'm still allowed to work under the guidelines. I think I can't remember, it's somewhere close to $30,000 a year I'm allowed to make. And I do it. I work. Working is good for you. Um, under the code, because my vision is bad, I'm still allowed to work. Yeah, which is a bonus, right? I got shitty vision, but I'm still allowed to work. And so I do some social media stuff. I still practice law. If you've had an automobile accident, I only get 20%. If I exceed if I ex if I exceed the amount that is allowed by law, then they penalize you. Yeah, I'm careful not to exceed that. If you don't work, you don't have to file, but I always file. Always file. If you're smart, so someone and that's a good question. Someone in the chat asked, "How can you live on $30,000?" The supposition is if you've lived your full life and you've made good decisions, and by the time you get retirement, your house should be paid off. You should have a paid off automobile. You should not be in debt. If you ain't in debt and you don't have a house payment, $30,000 is a lot of money for you to spend. It's a lot of money. You don't have a house payment, you don't have a car payment, and all you're doing is paying insurance. You should be able to live fairly good life with $30,000. Yeah, but if you live your life and you don't ever put back money and you don't ever have anything paid off, yeah, that's gonna be a problem for you. But if you're smart, when you're in your 40s, you should start working on that. So that's how. A lot of people are in debt when they get older. A lot of people die in debt. Most people die in debt because they don't take care of business. We don't teach it in school. Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point. Social Security was meant as a supplement to your retirement. It was never envisioned to be the total retirement package for you. Um, so you should invest in your own retirement, get your own retirement plan, and use which is what I did. I have my own retirement plan, I have my Social Security, and I'm still allowed to work. I said that, Wendy. Thank you very much for supporting that. 40 to 45, you should just be planning for your retirement because it's gonna happen if you live long enough. Make good decisions, good finance, and it's never too late. The older you are, of course, you gotta throw more money into it. But the upside of that is the older you are, the less debt you should have. That's the way that's supposed to work. So, sadly, most people don't understand that. And they don't teach it in school. I said that. They don't teach it in school. Financial literacy is at an all-time low in this country. So, you have to learn how to handle money or it will handle you. It took me a while. I was poor as hell growing up. No one in my family talked about financial management. We just lived hand to mouth. Whenever we got money as a family, we spent it. My father, my mother Had an 8th grade education. They were scrappers. My father was very talented. He was a songwriter and a musician. My mother worked in kitchens most of her life. No. Yeah, buy and when you buy stuff, just be smart. I buy used. This jacket is used. This shirt is used. My pants I got on are used. I buy all of my stuff at thrift stores. My automobiles I bought off of Enterprise. I don't buy new stuff. The only thing new I buy are my shoes. That's it, and that's my tennis shoes. I I buy my, dress shoes used. My tennis shoes, I buy new. Yeah, well, most people don't have folks to teach them financial literacy. The schools should fill that gap, and they don't. Used to, back in the day, they taught that kind of stuff in school. By the time you was in the 10th grade, you probably had a home economics class where they talked about balancing a checkbook and all that. If you're my age, when you went to school, they taught that stuff. Yeah, yeah, I buy new underwear. In the comments, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I buy new underwear. Yeah, it's, ye what's up, Miss Tanya? Well, I think someone in the chat is fussing that why are they teaching a 5th grader to write a check? I think it's important, no matter how young you are, that you get an introduction to adult life. I think a 5th grader should understand what the mechanics of banking is, what a checking account is. I think that's good for a 5th grader. If you're at a school and they're teaching that in the 5th grade, good for that school. Good for that school if they're teaching that in the 5th grade. You should learn all that stuff. At least get introduced to it. It can't hurt, and it will probably help. Yeah, but, um, that's really what parents should be doing, but sadly, most parents don't understand that shit themselves, and, so the schools should backfill, and a lot of schools do require financial literacy now over the past several years. Guys, follow, subscribe if you're on any of my channels. I would appreciate it. No, I didn't hear about what's happening in Tennessee schools. What is that? Someone said there's a new bill, something they're introducing in Tennessee schools. I don't know what they're yeah, I had home ec in high school. Cursive, it doesn't matter if you know how to write cursive. You probably should, but that's not a deal breaker. You should learn how to spell. You should learn how to write a complete sentence. If you can learn how to write a complete sentence, I don't give a damn if you write it in cursive or if you print it. Write a clear, complete sentence. That will get you a long way in life. Being able to communicate your thoughts, express an opinion in writing will be very helpful to you no matter where you go. Reading and writing are the two most basic fundamental skills you can ever have. Math is okay. Yeah. Well, that's true, your signature, yeah. That's a great time to do it in the 5th grade, absolutely. If your school is doing that, they are doing a good job. It's exactly what should be in the 5th grade because kids love that stuff, and it really makes an impact. Thank you, In Out. Guys, subscribe, share, follow. Ye Yeah, what's up, Deborah? How are you? I know, isn't that funny? Your dryer will eat your socks. Used to when my kids was little, we always had this sock basket. Uh, we had this sock basket. That Alexandria, thank you very much for participating in the YT. Lace them up and grind it out, baby. Um, we had this sock basket, and I always give the kids a nickel for every sock that they paired up. So it's big old laundry basket, and all the socks that weren't matched, I put them in that basket, and I used to give them money to match the socks. It was a good way to do it because they like it's kinda like treasure hunting, you know? So, always kept that sock basket, and they'll tell you, that's a good activity for the kids. It helps you out. Uh, I am back in Kentucky. I don't even wear socks. Yeah, I never was given money for doing stuff like that when I was little. We didn't have any money to give out like that. We just did it. Let's go, guys. Tap, share, follow, subscribe to my newsletter, guys. It's free. You click on my link, you'll see it there. It's near the end. Check out my books, check out my merchandise. You won't be disappointed. Take a look at it. Find a way to support me, guys. If you like what I'm doing, if you like any creator, that's just not me, it's any creator. Find what's up, Deborah? Find a way to support that creator. No, I've got counseling today, not court, counseling, and I have my four-wheeler case in the morning at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the morning, so I won't be live at 9 o'clock. I'm today. So I have my four-wheeler case tomorrow. By God, I'm gonna get rid of it, and, um yeah, it's gonna suck. So I got some surprises for the missus. And Probably doesn't even know it's getting ready to happen to her. So, few surprises. Someone asked Magnum asked in the chat, "Do I think kids should be compensated for good grades?" I don't have a problem. In fact, I give my grandkids, most of the time, I don't do it all the time, but I'll give them at the end of the year, usually at the end of their year, I'll give them like $10 for every A. I'll give them $5 for a B. I don't give any money for anything lower than a B. Um, I think it's a good incentive. You know, when you get out in the work world, you get paid on your performance. I like performance-based pay. Um, if you do well, you should get rewarded. That's like chores, chores in the house. Give an allowance for people that do the work that they're supposed to do to help run the household. It's a great idea to teach kids about work. So I think it's a good idea. I don't have a problem with it at all. It teaches kids the value of incentives and, you know, quite often when my kids was little, if a remote was gone, I'd offer a bounty, like a $5 bounty to find a remote. That gets them motivated. You know, I deal with the grandkids. I say, listen, I've lost this thing. I'll give you $5 if somebody can find it. I do it all the time. I think it's a great way to teach a kid reward and punishment. I like bigger on the reward and less on the punishment. If you give people a good enough incentive, they'll work. Yeah, I know. I always thought about that, Keith, that they would just hide it on purpose, but I don't think that ever happened. Yeah, I don't have a problem with throwing an incentive out there. Now, now, my grandkids sometimes will say, will I get a dollar if I do that? I said, no. Well, this is not a negotiation. There are some things that I just tell them they got to do. And they'll always ask, well, are you going to give me a dollar? I'm no, no. Thank you, Patricia. I'll say you don't always get paid for doing something you're supposed to do. When you work a job, you get paid for doing that job. You can't do something extra and then ask if you can get more money. Usually that's not the way that works. You work. Oh, yeah. If someone had a real good question, I forgot it. Repost that question. Someone had a really good question. I was gonna answer it, but too many comments coming in my ear. Come on, guys. Tap, share, follow. Subscribe, guys. Try to find a way to support. I would appreciate it. At least get my newsletter. It's free. Get it, get it, get it. Take a look at my books. If you've had an automobile accident, I would love to help you. Keep that in the back of your head. And you hear some of your friends talk about they had a wreck and if they were hurt, I can help 'em. 20% is what I get when I settle the case. I've settled automobile accidents in 17 different states. We don't have that grant writing class up yet. That's my next course. I have my substance abuse and addiction classes up right now. My grant writing seminar probably in another month or two. But I have a book on my link, How to Make Millions Writing Grants. A very good book. A very good book. So get that book, get it. If you're interested at all, thank you, Sandy. If you've got it, read it. And if you've got other questions, what I always tell people is get that book. And then if you have questions, book a call and we'll talk about some of the questions. I always encourage people to get my stuff, make notes when you read them, and then book a call and we'll talk. Yeah, you gotta discipline those kids early, man. I hear the chatter going on about that. You cannot start too early with disciplining a child. And I don't mean beating the hell out of them. I mean consistent, caring guidance, rewards, consequences. I mean, you've got to do that early. And you gotta be consistent. The problem with discipline that most parents have is they're not consistent with it. And if you ain't consistent in the way you discipline the child, you are going to create a crazy child. You will create a crazy child if you. Skeeter, ain't nobody contacting you. Ah, there you go. Listen, that's a good question. Someone in the chat wants to know what should you expect from your lawyer by the way of communication. That's one of the ways you can tell if you have a good lawyer. If you send your lawyer an email or if you make a phone call and they do not return your phone call in 2 or 3 days, that's not good. That is not good. If you're constantly talking to staff now, sometimes that's okay, 'cause Donna is my assistant. I usually let the clients communicate with Donna with the exchange of documents and information like that, but I always tell my clients, I give them my cell phone. I give all my clients my cell phone. I say, "Listen, if you really need to talk to me, you can call me. You can text me first and then call me." But most of the communication should be between the lawyer's office and that client. Good morning, Marshall. Is that Marcia or Marshall? So if I've got a lawyer, if I've retained a lawyer and they're not communicating with me, particularly right before a trial or before a hearing, that's not good. And you'll know within 3 weeks whether or not you have a good lawyer. Jane, yes, you can get some advice about a question. If you've got a simple question, you can ask me, and if I can answer it, I will do that. If you need to, if you want to call me, if you tell me what the issue is, I'll let you call and we'll talk about it over the phone. You can ask questions. It's always a good way. I like it. Clients can learn. People out there can learn. If I have a really good question and I ask you to call me and we'll talk about it. That's the best way. But now, if you really want me to research your issue, you go to my link, click on it. About the fifth button down, it says book a call. I charge for those. There's a fee for that. S so that's the way that I do it here. I try to get as much information out as I can to people that need it. But if you've got a real issue, let's talk about it here. What's up, Sue? How are you this morning? Sue is in the chat. Sue is in the chat. Chat, 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 chat. Guys, I am on 3 platforms this morning, TT, YT, and FB. So guys, show my pages some love. You can follow, you can. Yeah, Janie, Marshall, you should be able to get that car back. If it wasn't totaled, you should be able to get it back. If you weren't in the car, someone hit you, I would be contacting the other insurance company. Whoever hit you should have to pay for that property damage. So yeah, you should be able to get it. There's no issues. Um, they might have to release it to you. But yeah, you should be able to get your automobile. They don't have to keep it. If it's not totaled and it's roadworthy, they should let you have it. Thanks for the question. They'll usually tow them to a tow yard, and now there might be some fees associated with that. So the tow yard that has them probably has a fee. So you want to work that out with your insurance company. And if they're not clear, just keep asking the question. Tell them you want your car back. Oh, I forgot to I take vitamins in the morning. I forgot my vitamins. Yeah, Janie Marshall, you're going to want to get that car back. Call them. If they gave you a rental, you should ask them when you can get your car, when they will release it. Thank you being over here in the YT, Magnum. I appreciate it. Yeah, YT and FB are a little bit harder to navigate, but if you really have a good question, you can ask a longer question on those platforms than you can on the TT platform. TT don't give you much space for a question. Yeah, they should give you your car back. You need to let them know when you can pick it up. I wouldn't ask them. I would say, "When can I pick my car up?" Don't ask them. Say, you're gonna pick up your car. When can you do it? Sometimes it's on the way you ask the question. In this case, you're not asking a question, you're making a statement. "I wanna pick up my car. When will it be ready?" That's kind of a question, but it's more of a statement. So, I would probably bear down on that and keep asking. Anna is supposed to be calling me here in a minute. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've gotta do some reversing on my camera, so that way the imaging will come the way it's supposed to be. Um, reverse image. I don't know how to do that setting. I'll have to get somebody to help me. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate it, guys. This show is for you guys. Wednesday mornings, I'm going to be here every Wednesday. I'm my podcast. When I get a live guest, we'll do it live. Um, I'm probably going to add another day here for in the mornings. Just sit around, have us some coffee, talk a little bit, get the day going. Now tomorrow, I will be in court. So starting today, I'm talking to my client today. I'm going to prepare for my hearing tomorrow, and so hopefully it'll be done. My hearing is at 9. By 12, I should be done. I hope. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't. I'll have to do that when I'm off here. An attorney should. That's the four-wheeler, Anthony. Someone in the chat wants to know, should an attorney keep you advised of the progression of your case? Yes. I always call my clients periodically. On a car wreck, I'll probably call my client about every 3 weeks just to let them know that I'm still on the case, I'm still working it. Um, your lawyer should be reaching out to you. If they don't, you should reach out to them. Yeah, pensions. No, a lot of companies still offer pensions. Still offer pensions. Just depends on the company. That's something. If you reach out and get nothing, that's not good. I'm not going live for the hearing. I can't get a camera in the courtroom. No, but I'll be talking to you all before the hearing and after the hearing. So, yeah. But now I'll be going live to my counseling at 9:30 today. Gonna be going live, so you can participate. And it's gonna be a sub-only chat. Everyone else can listen and watch, but you can't chat unless you're a subscriber. Normally, what I ask people to do when you do this is hold your questions till after I do my class. You participate, you can listen, but at the end, I will entertain questions. Now, on Thursdays, we have a totally interactive platform. 12 people, group situation. A retainer, how much a retainer for an attorney? It depends on the crime or depends on the situation. In a personal injury case, normally there's no retainer. If it's a criminal case or if it's a property case or you want a lawyer to do a deed or a trust or create a contract, that just depends on the lawyer and what they charge. You know, it just varies from person to person. It is 8:42. I'm gonna call my daughter up. Oh, Bob is here. I was getting ready to call you, Anna. No, no. Yeah, someone said it's about 5K. No. That's not it. It depends. The big factors that determine how much your lawyer's gonna charge you is where you live and the type of situation you have, period. There ain't no standard set fee. Now, some lawyers work on a retainer. I generally don't do a retainer. I do a flat fee. I talk to my client. I get an idea for what I think, how much work is involved, and then I set a flat fee. I set a flat fee. If it's a divorce and it looks like an easy divorce, it's a no contest divorce, somewhere around 800 bucks. If it's a contested divorce, I might charge 4 or $5,000 retainer or a flat fee. It just depends on the facts. If it's a criminal case, depends on the type of crime. I charge a flat fee. I charge a scaled fee. I have a scaled fee. I charge one level for a pretrial, up to pretrial. And then if they don't like the offer that's been given, if I cannot negotiate a good plea deal and my client wants a trial, they're going to pay extra for the trial. So usually I do two types of fees on a criminal case because you still have to prepare. If you take a criminal case, you still have to prepare as though it's for trial. So I charge accordingly. Generally, $2,500 to $3,000. And then if they want a trial, another probably $2,000 for trial. But it just does depend on the crime. I certainly ain't doing a murder case for $5,000. I'd do a DUI case for about 2,000 if they don't want a trial. So it really does depend. I have people that help me when I have big cases. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I have people. I'll usually take somebody in the courtroom with me. Now, tomorrow, it's a trial, it's a final hearing, but I won't need, I'm so familiar with these facts. I just got to make sure my notes are large enough where I can see them. Um, Anna, who's in the chat, has helped me. She's gone to court with me in the courtroom and helped me navigate papers. I don't think she likes doing it. Uh, but I do like to have somebody in the courtroom. The last jury trial I had two people with me during that trial. I had someone to help me pick a jury, and I had someone to help me with the documents. But right now, with iPads and computers, you can just about do a lot of that on your own without an assistant. Managing technology is generally the problem that I have. If you prepare it right and you put things on your computer, most courtrooms have big screens that will tap into your computer and you can throw your documents on the screen, which is okay. No, math trivia is next Tuesday, the first and third Tuesday. All right, guys, listen, it was fun this morning. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to log off here. Guys, listen, remember, Wednesday mornings, I'm going to try to be here. And might squeeze in another morning. I am really close to getting another podcast guest. He's an archaeologist. We're going to talk about the Bible and archaeology. So, and I ask you all to show my YouTube some love, please. I need some hours. I need watch time hours. So follow me. If you want to support me, there's a lot of different ways you can support me. I have Cash App. You can buy me a cup of tea. Uh, you can give me a donation. You can buy my merchandise. Guys, these creators like me depend on you to keep the wheels moving. So, so I appreciate it. Listen, if life and law collide in your world and you got your ass in a crack because of it, and you don't know what to do, there are two things I'll usually ask people to do. Two things, just two things. What do you do? Some of you know it, some of you know it. Give me a holler, Irish. You got it. That's one of them. Give me a holler or book a damn call, Raiden. Thank you very much. Book a damn call, guys, or give me a holler. Thank you, fellas, and don't forget about those automobile accidents. I only get 20%, and our new social media lawsuit with the Mark Lanier Law Firm, criteria, under the age of 25, a treatment history of psychological treatment. We do that. Alright, guys? Thank you, Magnum. Alright, guys. Let's get it. Thank you.